Hey guys, Taju22 here, and welcome to the first of two semifinal matches in the United States Championship Tournament. Now, we have ourselves a champion versus champion match, but neither championship is on the line because, well, for one, the Great Khali holds the television championship, and Norman Harmon Lundqvist, or NHL for short, he holds the internet championship, but again, because they're both in the tournament, and at this point they are unable to challenge for each other's belts, so it's not going to happen. But the winner does move on to the championship finals. The question is NHL going to be able to beat the Giant? I don't know. I mean, he's a big guy himself, but we'll find out if he can topple the Giant. So what we have here is a straight-up one-on-one match, but I mean, for NHL, I mean, he's fought in some of the biggest and some of the baddest on the ice, but I don't think he's ever fought in someone as big as the Great Khali. So he's going to have to really, well, obviously he can't do. He cannot fall into the trap of trying to go straight at him. I mean, he's going to have to try to actually chop the... Okay. I've got to slow down, folks. He's got to find a way to chop the Giant down, otherwise this is going to happen right here. Look at this. Just power. Just the power of the Great Khali picking up... I mean, he picked up a grown man about, what, 300 pounds plus? And he just threw him like he was nothing. I mean, the Great Khali is just proving how dominant he is. And I have a feeling that it's gonna... I have a feeling no one's gonna be able to stop him. But a reversal onto the Great Khali. Ooh, nice running elbow onto the Great Khali. Although he got up rather quickly. Oh, and a face smasher with the knee. I mean, that's just the power of the Great Khali. I mean, he can do some of the simplest moves, and it would do a lot of damage because of his size. And then an elbow right to the mask. I mean, even with the mask on, it still has to hurt. And oh, he just stepped all over his face, and the only thing that protected him was the mask. Oh, and a shoulder tackle on the NHL. Oh, and then a knee right to the back of the head. I mean, of all the times I've seen NHL, I have never seen him dominated like this before. Oh, and a power slam. And man, he just stepped all over him, man. And another shoulder tackle. I tell you one thing, if NHL doesn't do something, you know, this match is going to be over a lot quickly. As quickly as it was for, who was it? Nufi Bonga and Danny Derpenzano. I mean, the Great Khali has beaten two guys that have been former world champions at one point. I mean, he defeated a four-time champion in Bonga, the Nufi Bonga, that is. And then last week, he defeated Danny Derpenzano, a former WWE champion in his own right. Kick out by NHL. But yeah, the Great Khali has beaten some of the toughest competition that would otherwise still be here if it wasn't for the Great Khali. And then a running knee right to the head of the Great Khali. That rhymed. Ooh, and a nice left hook onto the Great Khali. And a back suplex powerbomb onto the Great Khali, and now this match has turned around in the favor of NHL. Because now he's not letting the Great Khali dominate him. Wow! Look at the strength of NHL to be able to do a modified German suplex onto the Great Khali. Although the Great Khali just turns it around, just putting the hammer down, just pounding away on him. And down goes NHL. Oh, and then an elbow right to the back, and uh-oh, NHL's pissed. That's the last thing you want. If you're the Great Khali, you don't want him to get pissed. Oh, and another left hook on the Great Khali. Although, where's NHL going? And now he's going onto the outside. I don't know what he's I don't know what he's planning, folks. I really don't. And then a flying forearm once again to the Great Khali. I mean, both men are on the outside. But thrown back inside is the Great Khali. And he just chokes the Great Khali on the apron. And both men are back inside. Whipped into the corner is the Great Khali. And what's he going to set up the Great Khali for? Oh, this is not good. Uh-oh, look at this. Zamboni! He calls that the Zamboni onto the Great Khali. Elbow. Oh, but just when you think the Great Khali is down, he somehow finds a way to get out of it. And I believe this is the longest anybody has gone against the Great Khali. Right now, I mean, NHL has got to think of something to put down the Giant. I mean, he can put him down, but he has to keep him down. That's the thing. And now what's he doing? Well, I couldn't see what he was... Oh, wait a minute. The Great Khali has been busted open, and now it's the Great Khali in trouble. Now all NHL has to do is finally... He has to find a way to put away... okay. He's got to find a way to put away... He's got to find a way to finish the Great Khali, which is what I'm trying to get at. I apologize. I got to slow down at times, but I'm just so excited, folks. Oh, and a left hook onto the Great Khali, and that actually dropped him, but is it enough? Oh, too close to the ropes was the Great Khali. Oh, the Great Khali pushes him away with a bull rush, but... Oh, now the Great Khali, with all the blood he's lost, is... Wait, one. No, kick out by NHL. And what's the Great Khali doing? Oh, wait a minute, he's got the vice grip. He's got the vice grip onto NHL. And he puts him down. But is it enough to put him... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was. And the Great Khali was busted open. But NHL was unable to finish... He was unable to finish the job. And while the Great Khali is... And while the Great Khali's head must be hurt, and while he must be, you know, how do I put this? And while his face is dripping with blood, he is still victorious. And you know what, folks? I pity the winner of the next match, because whoever wins has to fight the Great Khali in the finals. I pity the man that has to fight him. But you know what? We'll find out who's going to fight the Great Khali in the finals right after this.